What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Haphazard Apparel. This is High Conscious, brought to you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about advice for finding sources. Starting out, there's how do you find sources? How do you figure out what product you want to sell? I'll be sharing with you how I decided what product I wanted to share and how I found my sources. So if this is something you're interested in, stay tuned. Let's dive right in. So finding sources, this is something that could last a long time, or this is something that you could luck up with and you just land the perfect source. You know, there's no time period, there's no exact way to gauge how and when and who you're going to find to be your perfect source. So I'll just share with you my process and how I found sources and advice for you guys. So I would say the first thing I would do is, of course, reference. You know, if you know somebody or you know a brand that's, you know, not shy about sharing their sources, you know, check that out, because word of mouth is powerful. If somebody stands by a brand, it might most likely be legit. So just ask around, you know, see if somebody knows. Another tip, obviously Google, just search, you know, but be more specific. Like for me, I'm a holistic, eco-friendly brand. So I had to find sources that related to my ethics. So make sure whatever your brand stands for, you try to find something that relates to that. Like if you want shirts made in a certain country, you know, if you want things made a certain way, or you know what I mean? So it's a lot of variables. So keep that in mind. Also, one thing I recommend too when you're looking for sources is your turnover time, because a lot of sources will advertise a certain way. Like for instance, say in America, but they're really shipping from another country because the company is in America, but their sources aren't. So make sure you know where your product is coming from, because shipping times are crucial on your store. You know, you don't want to say someone's thing's going to be there in a week and it takes 3. You know, bad reviews equal, you know, it's bad rep. You don't want that. So I would say take into account how long you're willing to wait for shipping, and if you want a product fast, or if you don't mind telling your customers it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks. So take that in mind. Shipping location for your sources. Another thing, this is big, is like, don't just have one source, especially right now with this coronavirus going on, you guys. A lot of sources are shut down. I know some of my sources are actually even shut down, and they're USA based sources. Have more than one source, because if one source runs out, you know, one source goes out of business, anything can happen. You know, I've seen that happen with me. You wait for an order and then you go and then your source doesn't have it, and you're like, what am I going to do? So don't put yourself in that situation. So have multiple sources. Another thing I would say, before you find a source and then you start listing product on your site, test that source. You need to test your product. That's a whole nother video that I actually might do. Drop a comment below if you guys want a video on advice on how to test a product and find a really good quality product. So, because that's something that, you know, we're all going to deal with. Another thing is, after you test the source, you know, if you're going to do a drop shipping method, like if you're going to have your source ship it, it's very important you test the source, because you want to see that experience your customer's going to get. Because I've considered that before, and then I ordered from that source and I was actually displeased about, you know, the experience. So then I decided I didn't want to do it like that. Maybe I would ship it to me first and then I would, you know, fulfill it. So take that in mind. If you're going to drop ship, you really need to see the process and the experience that your source is going to be giving your customer. You don't want your website to have a certain experience and feel, and then when they receive the product, it doesn't line up. So test. Resources. This is probably the biggest tip that I'm going to share. When getting resources, wherever you live, get your business license. Trust me, this will open up so many more doors, okay? A lot of the sources that I found, even ones I didn't decide to go with that I have on backup, and some that I do use, I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't register my online business. You know, a lot of people have businesses and you don't really have to register them right away if you're not making money. But I personally recommend you just do it, because a lot of wholesalers, a lot of bulk sellers, a lot of manufacturers or whatever, if you want to get that special access, you know, you have to pay. You know, it's just like Sam's Club. You're not gonna get the bulk stuff for cheaper if you don't pay. So that's why you have to have the membership. So go ahead and register your LLC or however you want to do it. I'm a LLC, and that will open up a lot of doors for you. And just search, you know. That's another tip. Just spend the time. Don't be in such a rush. Push your release date back if you have to. Like, prolong it. Build hype for your brand. How about that? Build hype for your brand while you're finding, you know, more sources. So it takes time, you know, and once you find them, rock with them and have a backup. So I don't want this video to get too long. Subscribe for more video, guys. I got another video coming on more details about the process of building this brand. Hope you guys enjoy this series. This is High Conscious with Haphazard Apparel. Until next time, see you guys later.